first week post launch, so we got a lot to discuss, of course. So first order of business is, we're continuing what we said last week. We did one of these last Monday, and we said we're going to do these every week from here on out. These are scheduled reoccurring events on a Decentraland events page. We're going to have a PO-app for each one. I think there's a little mishap for this PO-app though, right? The bot is down or something like that.
Yeah, I think the bot is down. It's offline for some reason. So we're going to redo this again. We're going to allow you to claim this POAP tomorrow if it's online again for sure. But this is part of the problem with like depending on somebody else, right? But
yeah, we've hit this error before, either with Robys and I think with Ethermon. Like POAP is going through like an exponential growth phase.
Yeah.
So they're going to be dealing with a lot of maturation pains and growth pains, and part of it, I guess, is these downtimes. Because it didn't used to be like this whenever it was less utilized, but now it's getting a little ham. So, but no worries, the POAP it's already made, and you guys will be able to claim it. We'll make an announcement once the bot comes back up. Hopefully today, but at latest tomorrow.
Yeah, let me share my link to YouTube, and we're good.
Okay.
So just a couple of updates. I'm not sure why this is not working, but give me a second here. So we are using a new rig setup, so that's why everything's a little bit more clear. And so let me just respond to you guys.
The cricket of Robys. Badass. You see, I'm glad you guys are having fun interacting with the Rovi decks. Yeah. Part of the reason why we made sure to make it publicly interactable and accessible is because I don't know, like we've had this tool like internally just to kind of like shift through all the different variants, and through doing that we realized like, dude, this is like too addicting, too fun, like too cool not to have out there for everybody to kind of play with. So
yeah, I see.
Definitely smash that robo button so you can see all the different variants. And I like that third eye, the cricket of Robys. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so many combinations. I mean, you can click on that thing all day, and once you get a perfect Rovi, you'll know it because the numbers that you see on the AI codex, the numbers all match. So like if you get 6s across, you'll get a perfect Rovi. If you get 1s across, you get a perfect Rovi. So kind of click through. If you get lucky, I mean that's a pretty rare event. So that means.
What do you mean by perfect though? What is, because there's a couple different ways to get perfect, right? You mean like a pure Rovi with all the same pieces?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah, so that's one form of perfection you could acquire, and I think there's only 10, correct? Only 10.
Yeah, there's only 10. Yep.
Only 10 pure Robys can exist. So
that's right.
Yeah, you definitely got to get super lucky. But yeah, to those of you 10 chosen ones, dude, it's gonna be wild. Who knows what kind of power you can wield with pure Rovi? But there's also another form of perfection, right? Like the stats wise.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're watching the stream here, this number, the AI codex, if you were to get 4s across, you would have, I think, the bear. I'm not sure, but yeah, just kind of click through, and once you start seeing like the similar numbers, then you know you got a perfect Rovi. All right, so let me turn this guy around. Okay, so we got a couple of updates. Got a list here, and so on Thursday we're gonna have an unboxing event. So for all you guys listening, there's gonna be an opportunity to unbox your supercharger from your transporter. And so what does that mean? That means that you're gonna see an animation. There's going to be a new NFT sent to your wallet, and there's no gas fees, right? So as soon as you hit unbox, then you'll see the animation, and then you'll be minted a new supercharger NFT. And so the reason why this is important is because the earlier you unbox, the earlier mint number you get. And so we are going to need a couple of testers out there to make sure everything's working as designed. But as soon as Thursday comes around, 1 p.m., we're going to be live again, and we're going to unbox everything with you. So the cool thing about that is that we're implementing a kind of like a cool new feature that'll allow you to record that unboxing experience, and you can download it as like a couple second MP4 file from your account. and then you'll be able to upload that to Twitter and kind of show everybody what you unboxed. So it's pretty cool. It's not processor intensive, but we'll need some testers for that as well this week. And yeah, so once you unbox your supercharger, you'll have a little MP4 recording of that unboxing event, and then you can share that with people.
Nice. Okay, it looks like there's already tons of volunteers for testing.
Yeah.
Badass. That's what we like to see. Can you touch on again how you know the rarity of your Rovi with the matching numbers? So that's in relation to the AI codex, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So each number represents a body part. And so if you have the same number across the board, then you have a perfect Rovi. So it doesn't really change. It doesn't mean that if you have a perfect Rovi, you have like the best battle or anything. It's just the RNG, the RNG aspect of getting, 4s across or 2s across.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be mostly like collector value. Like,
yeah.
No matter what stats these 10 Rovies get assigned, doesn't matter. I think it's going to be, these are the 10 pure Rovies these in existence, right? So, I mean, who knows what the market will decide how valuable that will be.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
assuming very highly sought after, because I would definitely want to own one of those for sure.
Yeah, for sure. There's only 10 of them, right? So yeah. So one caveat to this unboxing experience, you have to have a MetaZone account, at least for now. I think there's a way we can implement it where you don't need one, but for now, just to be safe, create a MetaZone account, and you should be able to see your Rovies in your My Assets page. Yeah, thank you, DJ Triforce. Yeah, just create an account. It's pretty easy. It's like an email, password, and then associate that ETH address with your Rovies, and you should be good.
How can the community members start developing metas? That's a great question, man.
So that's it's interesting because metas, I think from our perspective, implies some gameplay mechanics. At least that's what a meta should be, like some sort of gameplay mechanic. And so when you're talking about making metas, it's like, how can the community contribute making gameplay mechanics, which is kind of tough because there's a balancing act that we have to deal with when designing a game. So what we are doing is we're allowing the community to make kind of visual aspects to your Rovi, right? Additional accessories, things that you guys can make to put on your Rovi, and that anybody can see in whatever metaverse that we enable, which in this case is Decentraland and the Roviverse. So that's the idea, is that you'll be able to make. So technically, I guess that is a meta, but it's more like an asset. It will be a full-on NFT, and if you make it, you get to share in the revenue when it sells.
I think we can classify just about any asset through MetaZone as a meta, because I mean, it's the fact that it will be deployable with your Rovi in the metaverse, like that is the definition of a meta. It's enabling tokenized assets to exist in the metaverse. So yeah, we might have up until this point, for sure, we're thinking of metas of being like, these interactable game content pieces with potential revenue generation abilities. But I think in the long run, we're going to figure out just the meta is definitely going to be an umbrella term. It's going to mean digital stuff. Didn't I say something once? Well, it's like, it's the matter of like the virtual world.
Yeah. You said digital matter.
That. Digital matter, like think of that as a meta. I like to just say it's the stuff of the metaverse, just like I'm knocking on my table here in the physical world. This is a physical meta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the physics of our universe that we live in allows us to make these things, right? Like, I don't know how you made this table, but somebody did it.
Yeah.
There's some company out there who crafted this cool table. So that's what metas are. And yeah, you as a member of the community, you definitely will be able to create metas for the Rovi metaverse. It doesn't have to be interactable game content. It could just be like a building that you think can house this content. Because we've already heard people thinking about building stadiums.
Yeah.
That's going to be a meta.
Yeah.
Because within the stadium, you could host the PvP battlegrounds. You could even host some PvE arenas. You could do a lot of stuff. You can build scenes and merge them with the interactable metas. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
think of it as let's say in a PvP environment. Let's say because Oscar also created a game called Corona Zombies, and it was a PvP shooter, first-person shooter in Decentraland. And what he did was he just created a cube, and inside that cube, you have that first-person shooter experience. But what you could do as a meta owner is that you can design your own obstacle course in your own battle arena just by buying different metas and deploying it within that cube, right? That battle cube. And so that's sort of the idea, is like any battle cube that you go and play on, it's going to be completely unique and designed by the landowner. And that's sort of the point. That's how we think the metaverse should be built, is like with the community involved. So, and that's what we're thinking with Robys. So like if you have a PvP meta for Robys, you can at least have like the exterior portions kind of designed, with your own, hands, 3D modeler if you're capable, or, hire somebody out to kind of make an arena, and you can have your own unique PvP Rovi battle experience on your land. And of course, this applies the same in Decentraland as it will in the Roviverse.
100%. I'm going to link something in the chat just to kind of like reinforce.
I like that name though, Green Cipher. He said metaphysical.
Metaphysical?
Yeah, to describe your digital matter.
Nice. I like that. I like that too. So here's a tweet from like a MetaZone. He's one of our top MetaZone creators. So he's built metas for like, it kind of reinforces what I'm saying. He didn't build any of the interactive game content for Ethermon, but he's built builds that can host Ethermon content within it. And now he's doing it for Corona Zombies as well. So in this tweet, you could see what I'm talking about. It's literally like a badass freaking, what do you call those, dude? Damn, dude, I'm getting
it's an arcade.
Old. I already forgot.
It's an arcade machine.
Yeah, an arcade machine. There you go. But it might look like a simple arcade machine, but really this is a building. It's a 3x3 Decentraland parcel building where within it is like a PvP action going on. It's sick. Yeah. It's actually so sick. And this is the kind of stuff we're expecting the community to create for Robys, because there's going to be similar type content, PvP, PvE. We're expecting the community to create, unique experiences that landowners can host on their land, and visitors can come and interact with the content, but still each different experience is going to be different from one another because of the metas that are being deployed, right? It's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
It's just like every different meta deployment is different. It's really hard to explain because like it's so early, but yeah, when we see stuff like this being built by the community, like this means it's going to work in my mind. Like everything we thought when we first created MetaZone and like CZ, all these games, we kind of had these assumptions, like the community eventually is going to create like this awesome stuff, and we're starting to see it. And yeah, man, I think we're definitely going to try and encourage it as well. We'll probably have like some game jams and stuff like that in the future.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm definitely pumped for that.
So we got a question here. How will we open the transporters? So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is once you create a MetaZone account, you're going to see a My Assets page on the drop-down menu on the right-hand side. And once you see that, click on it. You'll see your transporter. And on the top right, there will be a button called Unbox. And so there'll be a confirmation. And then once you click on it, you'll see a little animation of the unboxing experience. And hopefully we'll have like a downloadable MP4 that you can kind of extract from MetaZone, and then you can use that to upload to Twitter or share with your friends exactly what you unboxed, and yeah, so that'll be the experience. So to that, we'll need some testers sometime this week. That we're going to be testing this out first, and then from there we're going to open it up to everybody to unbox their transporters.
Nice.
So this is great. Where to see it? So if you're talking about the unboxing, it's on MetaZone. So yeah, just create an account there, and then hopefully we'll get to see a bunch of people with unboxing their superchargers on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. So supercharger unboxing. That's the phase 2, right? Like that's you opening a transporter that contains the supercharger within it. You guys already know which one you have because they're all already pre-marked, right? You know you have A, B, C, D, or E. but you haven't actually you don't actually possess it yet until you open that transporter. Then you're gonna have the actual supercharger NFT in your assets. And then of course there's a phase 3, right? Which I think will happen the week after. So next week.
Yeah.
At least that's scheduled for now. And that's the big unveil, right? Like that's the actual unboxing of a supercharger to get that third NFT, which is the Rovi itself. Let's see. Yeah, good question. So somebody asked about the whole transporters showing in assets on MetaZone.
Oh yeah, so that's being updated right now. So that's going to be an important update, so that anyone who bought a transporter on OpenSea, you're going to see all of them on MetaZone. So that way you can unbox all of them if you want. So just a heads up, the earlier you unbox, the earlier mint number that you get. So it's kind of important to remember that.
Oh yeah,
in case you care about the mint count.
That's true.
Yeah, and the reason why that is because everything is completely procedurally generated. If that wasn't the case, then we could kind of assign mint numbers to individuals, and we would have to pre-generate all this stuff, and we didn't want to do that. So everything's procedurally generated, so the sooner you unbox, the earlier mint you get. Okay, so we see Perseus. Perseus says, if you don't have any land in DCO, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm lagging really hard again. I'm going to try and reconnect.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Clears it up. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. So it says, if you don't have any land in DCO, what suggestions do you have for placing superchargers? So we have a community of participants in MetaZone right now that are willing to kind of share their land. And the idea why this works is because we've designed MetaZone to provide the incentives for everyone to get involved, right? From the creators to the developers, the landowners, the meta owners, the players themselves. It's a big task, right? And it's a big task to incentivize all 5 parties to collaborate with each other. And we take a look at, the real world, right? How people collaborate. And they do that by reputation. They do that by their history of collaborating with others, right? Another form of reputation. And their ability to execute on whatever thing that you're trying to collaborate with, which is, could be from running a business to making a building to, building a house, right? So it's the way you collaborate is having the right monetary incentives to collaborate. So a landowner is willing to share his land with you, the transporter owner, because when people interact with that transporter, there's going to be some sort of fee, which is going to be the Rovi token, and that fee will get distributed to the owner of the transporter and the landowner as well. So that's how that's accomplished.
Very nice. Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
Still a little laggy, but hopefully gets better. I don't know why, dude. I just start lagging as soon as we start streaming. Always something, dude.
Dude, your internet sucks,
we'll get
man.
Through it. We'll get through this, dude. No biggie.
So another question.
I see Gotchi Gang. Just shout out to Gotchi Gang. Yeah, this Saturday we're gonna do our first roundtable.
That's right.
As suggested by Third Eye Visual, or at least all of the different questions I've been receiving in the DMs and stuff. It made me realize we need to get a community roundtable going, just to get these ideas from the community out in the open. Just because there's so many of them, right? And it'd be a shame just to have these ideas get lost in my DMs. You know what I mean? We need these eternally stamped just on our YouTube channel and whatnot, right? That way we can refer to them whenever we're developing things, and as a community, we can figure out what is the best direction for this project. So that's going to start this Saturday. For sure, Third Eye Visual, give me a confirmation, dude, if you're down. If you got any others who want to join, let us know. I think we could host up to 5 or 6 people on the same discussion. I think anything beyond that, it gets a little rowdy.
Yeah.
A little too much. Usually 5 or 6 is the max you want to have for a decent roundtable discussion.
Yeah.
So,
we've had that experience before with Decentraland. But I was listening to the Chain Gang song while we were hanging out with Kevin on Earth, and that song got stuck in my head for the entire weekend. Like
For real.
the whole weekend it was stuck.
Dude, you minted that into an NFT, right? I think I saw that. That's sick, actually.
Yeah.
Great idea.
All right. Tunkoi says, what is Corona Zombies? Corona Zombies is another game that Corv made previously. And it was, I think, the first person shooter in Decentraland, if I remember correctly. And it's still in development. There's a lot of the stuff that was used in Corona Zombies is being kind of utilized in the Rovi kind of experience. And that's why we're able to spin up all this stuff and do it quickly, because it's essentially already built. We're just piecing it together in the context of a Rovi and this 10K project that we spun up. And so I think Corona Zombies could leverage the whole procedurally generated weapons. And so that should be kind of interesting. Procedurally generated weapons to take down the zombie horde. And yeah, so that's still in development. And yeah, that's sort of like the genesis of Rovi, if you think about it. But this is a good question from MMX777. So what he did was he bought a bunch of Rovi transporters and then kind of split them into different wallets. And so this is an interesting question, or kind of like a thing that we're going to run into for Oscar Corv, the developer of Robys and MetaZone and Corona Zombies and all this stuff. Is so if you have someone with like 10 wallets and 10 different transporters, and you have a MetaZone account with a single ETH address, the workaround MMX is to just update your ETH address so that it can recognize that transporter, then you can go ahead and open it up. I don't know if there's an opportunity or a chance that we'll be able to add multiple ETH addresses to a single account. I don't know how quick of an update that could be, but that is a pretty solid suggestion for Oscar to kind of think about.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sweetie, thanks for joining.
All right. Yeah, for those of you guys asking about the unboxing part, so yeah, this Thursday scheduled is the transporter unboxing, unveiling your supercharger, and then as of now, scheduled the following week, Thursday, the actual unboxing of your supercharger to unveil your Rovi.
Mm-hmm. This is Trey Waters. I assume I can use multiple MetaMask wallets on MetaZone. Can you suggest how we unbox our Rovis across multiple wallets? Yeah, so for now, unless Oscar decides to make that update, but for now, if you have multiple ETH addresses with different Rovis inside, on your MetaZone account, all you have to do is just update that ETH address so that MetaZone can recognize it and you can unbox your character or your supercharger. That's for now. Now, in the future, there might be some way where you can just add an ETH address to your MetaZone account, and then you can kind of see all of your assets all in one place. But that's not implemented yet, and not sure what the implications are to implement it quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Hopefully that answered those questions.
Yeah, make clarify. Sure. One last thing. Make sure to go to the Reddit on Rovi Core. So Trey Waters is planning to write some simple instructions on Reddit. Yeah, it's a good resource there.
Beautiful.
Okay, just kind of reading through here. So Oscar is saying to unbox each transporter on different wallets, you can one by one update the ETH address on the MetaZone profiles settings. Yeah. Yeah, that's the workaround for now. Like I said, it might be kind of a big update to add multiple ETH addresses, because now MetaZone has to look at different ETH addresses to see which assets you have, which has different implications. But
yeah, Swooty replied with "oof."
Yeah. All right. So for all you guys listening, there's going to be one Rovi giveaway today, and so just kind of hang around, and we'll kind of implement that bot, and somebody's going to win a Rovi transporter. So yeah, just keep hanging out. Let me look at my notes again just to make sure I got everything.
Yep. Yeah, and then to reinforce, there is supposed to be a POAP for these weekly meetings, and there is one ready to go. We're just waiting for the POAP system to come back online. I'm not sure if it's the POAP system or the Discord bot, but something's not working. And
Yeah.
But we'll get you guys your POAPs. We'll announce when they're ready to be claimed. I thought it was pronounced Pope. Nah, dog. We've been through this like so many damn times. I'm not sure if you're memeing me or not, but based off our extensive research, it's POAP. Let's see. Yeah, we DM'd the CEO of POAP directly to find this out.
He was like,
who sets price for charging Robys?
For charging Robys, man, it's an interesting question because we thought about a couple of ways of doing it, right? It could be kind of a market demand, or it could be just a set price, and it is what it is. And so there's implications in both cases. If you think about it, we joined Decentraland way before the beta was launched, right? We joined when it was just a grid, black and gray grids, and at the time to get a name, it was 100 mana, right? Just like it is today. But at the time, 100 mana was about $3, and today it's about $100. And so think about it: if the entry price to a game, or just like, I guess, participate at a little bit deeper levels, $100 for a name, I guess it could be considered steep. I mean, if you're a crypto like a veteran, 100 mana, $100 is not a big deal. But if you're like a traditional player, that's a tall ask just for a name. So that's one implication, right? If we set 10 Rovi tokens, right, maybe 2 years from now, 10 Rovi tokens is like $500. Who knows? Like that, I don't know if that makes sense.
Interesting. So what you're suggesting is we need some sort of like community or some kind of committee or some kind of governing body that is responsible for like making these kind of economic decisions, right? Because
it's not even that. It doesn't have to be a straight flat price across the board, right? Just because if you provide a better experience as a landowner for people wanting to play the Rovi game, like you have 5 transporters, or you have a Corona Zombies game also there. So while your Rovi's charging, you're making money, shooting down other players in Corona Zombies. That, because you have that experience as a landlord, you could charge more for that. So I'm talking about a completely open price setting for the community.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that working as well. 100%. It's up to the landowner and I guess the collaboration between who owns these metas, who's deploying them, what kind of experience you're providing to the player base, like that could justify whatever price you're setting for these services, right? And that's the beauty of it. Yeah, you own these assets, so you should have the freedom to kind of like,
that's right,
claim your price.
But then again, the other side of this is like, these are like a franchise businesses, right? When you go to McDonald's or Quiznos or Chipotle, all these franchisers, and they're all the same price, right? So there's that too, right? That model does work.
Yeah, there's like a franchise nexus that has to disseminate like these I don't know, franchise limitations or franchise parameters, I guess that the franchisees need to abide by in order to make sure the franchise ecosystem is like okay, or remains competitive, remains a whole bunch of things, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter what part of the world you're at, like these things have to, like the visitor to this franchise operation needs to expect a very similar experience, right? If I go to a McDonald's in Croatia,
exactly,
I'm expecting to get my freaking Big Mac for like a pretty reasonable price, right? Just because this owner of this McDonald's in Croatia is like, dude, fuck that, dude. I want to charge 10x for this Big Mac.
Yeah.
Like as the franchise nexus, you're like, nah, dude, you can't do that.
Like, I think I saw in
Japan with the whole mojo of the ecosystem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I saw in Japan that you can go to McDonald's and it is way more expensive, but it's like a 5-star restaurant over there.
Okay, that's interesting. So that there is like a balancing act then.
Yeah,
it makes sense. Like if you're gonna, whoever owns that 5-star Japanese McDonald's, they invested heavily.
Yeah.
to create that experience for their customers, right? So we have the high end. Maybe they slice a little bit of foie gras on their Big Macs or something, like a little bit of truffle butter on their French fries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Truffle.
But yeah, so this is very interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting topic because
it is. It is.
I'm curious myself to see like what's going on.
We're like I don't know, undercover like economists, man, because we like thinking about this
undercover. Yeah, you're right, dude. We're forced into like, well, not us, but yeah, we're forced to think about these economic,
but
implications, and all of you guys are too, because you're bringing up these great questions.
Yeah, I think everybody in cryptos is sort of thinking like that now.
Yeah, I agree.
J Real says, "Hi, any action required to enter into the Rovi raffle? Still getting new to stuff. So no. So what I'll do is I'll like launch a bot that you kind of interact with on the live chat. You just kind of give it your emoji, little confetti emoji, and then you'll be entered into that raffle, and then it'll randomly select somebody to win the Rovi transporter."
Mm-hmm. And I think we published like a count of like, so these giveaways, they're classified, right, as star transporters?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to show you here. So if you go check your OpenSea and take a look at all your transporters and go to the property section, there's a new property added recently by Oscar. It's the representation of what transporter you got. So it's Origin, there's a Star Crew, and then there is the Invasion Crew. And so Invasion is the pre-sale, the Star Crew are the giveaways, and the Origin are the balance, right? The 9,500 and change that are going to be the Origin Crew, right? Because you can replicate more of these things, and so those aren't the Origins anymore, right? So that's kind of the idea. So Trunks, this is about the land distribution in the future. Question I have is, what if a person holding 3 Robys sends it to 3 wallets right now as we speak? Would the land per wallet still consider them and pass the land to each of those wallets? Yeah. So the idea is it's going to be 1 Rovi per wallet, or sorry, 1 land per Rovi per wallet. So you do want to kind of spread your transporters or superchargers or Rovis to different wallets, and specifically pay attention to where the Rovi is, because if you didn't unbox your transporter, you still get a land, right? As long as the Rovi's inside the transporter, that's the destination address for the land. So if you have 10 Rovis on 1 wallet, you only get 1 land. So stay cognizant of that.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty much we used to like
that's correct. Yep.
Subtly hint at these details, but now we're just straight up telling you guys. So
yeah,
definitely exercise your right at freaking milking as many land parcels as you can.
And specifically,
process.
We don't know when the land drop is going to be, because there's a ton more stuff that needs to happen before the land drop happens. But I say that to consider, if the replicator is out and people are replicating Rovis, like making new Rovis, right, as they should, only the people with Star Crews, Invasion properties, or the Origin properties, right? Only the first 10,101 Rovi holders are going to get land. The replicators will not get land. So, yeah, just think about that.
Yes, land will be NFTs for sure. How do you connect your accessories with your Rovi? So I think the accessories are pretty close to being like also NFT mintable assets. Like I think that's one of the next priority items. And how do you connect your accessories with your Rovi? I think you mean like equip them, I guess. Yeah, I guess Oscar can chime in and let you know in the chat.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think you'll be able to click on your Rovi. You'll have like a list of accessories that you have, and then you can kind of just add it to your Rovi. And whenever you jump into Decentraland or the Roviverse, you're going to see that accessory on your Rovi.
Correct.
Yeah, there's going to be warnings for all this stuff. That's why we have a community call for the unboxing event, before the unboxing event. That way, during the unboxing event, you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And I think we're going to go live then too, right, Iman? Just to kind of unbox things with everybody
Totally.
on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then,
100%.
yeah, so there's going to be plenty of warning before things happen.
Yeah. Share the joy, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah. Every little event we do, dude, like these are little points in history that we might look back on 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Like, damn, you guys remember when we all unboxed our first transporters? That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So we definitely want to capture all these moments, especially because we're live streaming this and recording it and putting it on our YouTube channel, dude. Like,
That's right.
This is legacy stuff, dude. Like that we need to record. And
yeah, and 2 years from now, when we're starting to compete with Axie in terms of like, you know, the $500 million in volume we're doing as Rovi participants, we're gonna look back at these live events and be like, man, those are the good old days when Rovies were only like 0.1 ETH.
Yeah, you're right, dude. It usually does end up being like that. Like looking back at the good old days.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's just like the good old. Yeah, it's you don't recognize like these are the good old days yet.
Yeah.
Like right now, you usually it comes later. It's like, man, it was so much better when things were like tight knit, like small community.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, once you get to that status of like Axieverse, like, I mean, this chat's gonna be like just freaking meme boys. I think. Like it's gonna be wild. Like rocket gifs everywhere, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. So this Thursday we'll mint the charger, not the Rovi itself. So what happens when you unbox the supercharger from the transporter, you are locking your Rovi. So if I zoom in here, if you're watching the stream here, there's a little character inside. And so right now, inside the transporter, inside the supercharger is a little like template of a character. And so that's not your real Rovi. So as soon as you unbox this thing, then the Rovi is randomly generated or procedurally generated. And then you'll have your locked Rovi. Now, you don't know its RNG stats until you unbox the supercharger, but at least you'll get to kind of get an idea of what the Rovi looks like inside the supercharger. Now, a couple of technical implications kind of in the short term is you may not be able to see the Rovi right off the bat. That's going to be kind of like an update. I don't know if we'll be able to finish that by this coming Thursday. However, you'll have the codex and you'll know that you have like a unique Rovi. And then pretty soon it'll be updated and then you'll be able to see it inside the supercharger.
Dude, Sweetie just bamboozled me. Like I thought I was seeing things for a second. I was a little fly on the screen. I like did a little swipe, dude. You definitely got me for sure.
Dude, get wrecked.
Yeah, dude, I'm easily swindled. Oh, it's funny. Okay, it's 1:41, so we got like 20 minutes. You want to deploy a bot?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, I have a little fly problem, so like that was like I thought that was legit. I got chickens in the backyard, so like we're constantly throwing fruit and vegetables to them, so it attracts a lot of flies.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, there's another one, but yeah, I got swindled. That was a good one. Okay, so we're gonna deploy the bot. Meme challenge. Hold on, meme challenge. Yeah, dude, we do need more meme competitions and stuff like that.
We do for sure.
I mean, there's tons of meme potential. I mean, I've been waiting for you guys to come up with like some Robo Will memes. That's always a classic.
Yeah, that's tough. Hey, you know what? With this new setup, I don't know if you're gonna see Robo Will anymore. Maybe the hardware is the cause of it. So if it is, then it's definitely not my old, 8-year-old laptop doing it. It was the actual hardware that we got here.
Roadcaster?
Yeah.
Dude, maybe it's time. The Roadcaster, I mean, it's done a lot of work, dude, over the last 2.5 years.
This thing should last another 10 years, man. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess we're testing that out now. So if we need to replace the Roadcaster, we could do that.
Yeah, I doubt it, though.
For now, I guess that's even more reason to immortalize the Robo Will meme.
Yeah.
Since we might not ever see it again. Sad day.
Okay, so start crew. Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. Appreciate again while we deploy this bot. Appreciate everyone for coming again. As you guys know, community is everything for these projects. So, I mean, we're only just getting started, man. So this community is going to keep growing. Oh, let me stop talking because the bot is deployed.
Yes, it has been deployed. You have 8 minutes to click on it. So if you're on YouTube, let me see my YouTube friends here. I haven't been keeping up with these guys. All right.
Shout out to YouTube for sure.
Hey, what's going on, Mohib? Okay, so we got a question here. When is the land distribution? Have you guys taken screenshots yet? No, so it's going to take a little bit of time. We need to release a bunch of more components to the game first, and then we'll do the release of the land sale. So we got to take things step by step. But if you have a Rovi today, you're going to get a land at some point.
What if they sell it tomorrow?
Then they miss out on the snapshot.
So, so then that's not true. If you don't have, if you ever
well, I guess, I am. The implication was I implied that you had to keep it.
Yeah. You got to keep that Rovi today to meet that snapshot. So whenever it does occur, and for sure, we're gonna let everyone know when that snapshot's approaching.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like Will said, there's no certainty yet. I mean, for sure, like development's already happening on this. I mean, you guys have seen it. We've shared plenty of little screenshots of let's call this like freaking the alpha version of the Rovi Matrix metaverse.
Yeah.
But already it's pretty cool. Like I think there's just like a few missing pieces to make this like a truly social experience. And our big thing is like a shared experience, right? Because I mean, we grew up playing video games. Me in particular, I grew up playing MMO type games, and
right.
I know how important that social aspect is. Like you and your homies need to be in the same shared space together in order to like have truly memorable experiences, right?
Right.
So yeah, these are like the missing components. We're working on that. As soon as it's all like set in stone, the land distribution can happen. We can bring on our Robys into a second metaverse. It's going to be dope. And we can allow the creative community to start creating metas to like, deploy on all this land. And it's going to be wild, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Hell yeah. All right. So if you're on YouTube and you're not on Discord, make sure you go to Discord and then go to the live chat channel and interact with the giveaway bot. And just click on that confetti emoji and then you'll be entered into winning one Rovi Transporter Star Crew NFT. Say that 10 times fast, man. Actually, don't do that.
No attempt.
So it says, do we have a choice to not unbox on Thursday? Yes, absolutely. The choice is yours to not unbox. It's totally up to you.
Yeah, and you don't miss out on the land or anything, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, and then you hold an unboxed transporter, dude. Like, who knows what that means in the future too, right? Like,
I guess this is a good gameplay question, though, right? If you deploy the unboxed transporter to your land, you couldn't really use it to like transport your items off chain to on chain, right? You couldn't really use it, but maybe you could. Who knows? I guess it's up to Oscar.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good technical question. I'm not sure if an unboxed transporter still has the same utility application to it, like in the metaverse or not. I know if you do unbox it for sure, like, because now you have your transporter NFT, which is a meta, your supercharger, which is another meta, and these are installable on land. So yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure what the unopened transporter, if it has any utility or not, other than just being like an ultra pristine collector item, right? But yeah, more food for thought.
Speaking of thought, deep thought. For the land, I'm assuming that you will bundle a Rovi land builder, and in the future, will we create a bridge into Decentraland so we can move between Roviverse and DCL? Yeah, so the idea is that on the Roviverse, you'll be able to take any meta that exists currently on MetaZone, and you should be able to deploy it in the Roviverse. And I'm not sure about the builder itself, just because that has development implications in kind of the roadmap here. But the idea is really to showcase the interoperability that we hope the metaverse turns into. Because right now, I haven't seen a case of interoperability yet. And we do have interoperable on-chain assets, right? Pretty much every chain out there has leveraged the ERC 721 standard. And so you still have to make a bridge to bring them to the new chain. But technically, NFTs are interoperable already on different chains. That's not true in like the game space, right? You can't take an NFT from Sandbox and just deploy it on Decentraland. That's not how it works. So that's where we're building MetaZone so that is possible. But there's a lot of technical requirements for that to be true. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Interesting follow-up question from Deep Thought. Could we use the DCL builder, import the object files?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
So I've seen metas being built with builder before. Yeah.
Yeah, I
think it's possible, right?
Yeah. Technically, yeah, you could do that. See, and that's, I mean, we're going to tell you the truth. The builder, it's cool. It's just, I don't know. It's just standard objects, like in different orientations. Like that's, it's cool. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like there's more creativity to be had outside the builder.
Yeah, definitely we're encouraging that, right? Like that's the whole purpose behind MetaZone, is that we understand the builder is like an accessible tool and it makes creation very easy and streamlined, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it encourages simplicity and like non-creativity, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But of course, there's a segment of people who just don't have the ability to create beyond a builder tool, right? So there's space for both.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
There's developers and 3D artists. They exist. They're out there.
Yeah.
So they need the tools and the ability to create marketable products in the metaverse. And that's what MetaZone is all about. Like we're facilitating that. We're allowing these developers and 3D artists to construct these marketable products and allow people who own the land to deploy them. And that's it. It's as simple as that. If you want to leverage the builder to create these marketable products, that's perfectly fine. It's up to the creator, like to use their tools and their ability to construct these items or these metas, you know? So
yeah, and just to kind of think through the whole gameplay aspect, the transporters that you see today and the superchargers you see today, those are the only ones that will ever exist. So even in the future, you're going to have to leverage these components in the gameplay, you know, once, you know, this game grows to like new proportions, right? So these are the only NFTs that will have these functions for this game.
Totally.
Okay, so the bot should pop any moment now. Let's keep an eye on it. Let me just go back to the notes here.
Oh, you're right. Saren as a. Congratulations, dude.
There it is. Yeah, congrats. Oh, yeah. So Saren as a, congratulations. Yeah, make sure you DM me your ETH address, and I will mint you a Rovi Transporter Star Crew.
Badass, dude. Hell yeah. That's just one more operator added to the army.
Yeah, right.
Assuming you didn't already have a Rovi transporter, but yeah, dude, one more added to the crew. That's what's up. Yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. Like just adding more and more operators to the community. It's a good thing to see. Whoa, dude. Memes.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm saving that. That's gonna be
that's a good one, man.
Yeah,
that's a classic one already.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you spun that up in like 10 minutes, man.
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
Impressive.
Dude, that's why we do this, man. Because, man, we like hanging out with you guys. And it's like, you know, when you go to school, like either high school or college, and you talk to the people around you and everybody's different. And it's like, it's very rare to find people that are like you. It's like that opportunity is there on the internet. That's
I 100% agree with that. That's the power of community. It's like it's bringing like-minded people together, right? Yeah. And that's when things that you can't imagine start happening because exactly. Everybody's kind of like aligned with our thinking. We know blockchain is the thing to be involved in.
Yeah.
We know the metaverse or NFTs are awesome. We know the metaverse is going to be like the next big thing. Right now, it's kind of growing, but it's definitely not huge yet, right? But I think all of us here in this chat together, I think we should all be aligned. The metaverse is next,
That's right.
That's why we're going to continue to have these group discussions, these group, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah. Therapy
gatherings.
sessions.
Yeah.
Unbox therapy.
Unbox, dude, what the heck? That's perfect. Yeah. Unbox therapy.
Yeah, so on Thursday, you're going to be able to unbox your transporter, and we will go live 30 minutes before 6 p.m. UTC. And I don't know if I set up an event on Decentraland yet for that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I have. So I'll set one for that event, and then let me post.
Yeah, we'll make another POAP.
Yeah. Yeah, so for the POAP today, just kind of show up, I don't know, maybe later on today or tomorrow. And I'll tell everybody what the code is in the chat for tomorrow, and you'll be able to claim your POAP for today. I don't know why it's down, but it's not working.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's just because, overload, I think. I'm not too sure.
It could be. They're having a lot
yeah,
of
guys.
problems.
We got like 5 more minutes. Any last minute questions you guys want us to address? We're all ears. Swooty says, I need to buy more. Dude, Swooty's going to have like the biggest like freaking factory like in the world. Like literally his land, Swooty land, is going to be like a charging mecca. I can already see it.
Mecca.
It's going to be lit. Literally.
Yeah, Zeus. Yeah, so we try to use the POAP bot in the Discord, and it wasn't working. So I already pinged those guys in their own Discord, and I haven't seen a response yet. But yeah, so we're gonna try that again, and just come back, and you'll see a code in the chat, and then just DM the POAP that code, and you should get it.
Yep. By the way, guys, we've been toying around internally, just like discussing how like the map and stuff should look for the Rovi matrix, and dude, we've come up with some pretty cool concepts. I think we're not able to share them yet, just because they're just concepts at the moment. But probably pretty soon we'll be able to start throwing out the idea. But man, there's such cool concepts that like I'm literally having dreams about them. Like I could visualize what the land experience, just because like I don't know, we love to encourage creator like branding, I think, is what we like to do, or we've always aspired to do that, because we like creators and landowners, the people who are creating these zones, these experiences, like these have big brand potential, and we want to reinforce that. And that's about all I could say up to this moment. But we want it to be a pretty cool experience. Like whenever you're stumbling onto somebody's metaverse offering as a landowner, like you want it to be very visually stimulating, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as of now, it's not so, like if you go to Decentraland's map, it's this. It's a little pixel on a screen. Like there's not much visual stimulation going on, right? Like
Agreed. Yeah.
If you spend a bunch of money on this land, there's not many options you can have as far as like displaying and showcasing your brand and the experience that it is you created until you actually get in there. So,
yeah.
That's kind of what's in our head right now. Can't wait to share more details, but yeah.
Okay, one other question. Will there be a fee to replicate Robys? There will be a fee, and it's going to be in the Rovi token itself. And so the reason why that's important is because that's how you incentivize all the party members to get involved, right? The landowner, the meta owner, the player, everyone gets involved just because there's incentives to get involved, right? If you want to upgrade your Rovi or you want to replicate your Rovi, well, it's going to cost. And the same thing happens with Axie and pretty much every other game out there. So the only difference between Robys and the other games is that we're distributing that functionality to the community so that when people replicate, they're replicating on this particular land that you see here, and you're actually interacting with another community member who owns this replicator. So that's the idea. And the landowner gets a portion of that fee. The replicator owner also gets a portion of that fee, and MetaZone gets a portion of that fee. And yeah, that's how you sustain a game.
Hell yeah. Okay. Let's see.
If I buy another on OpenSea, do I control unboxing and MetaZone? If the yeah, so that's going to be updated MMX. It's just a matter of getting to that update. But as soon as you purchase one from OpenSea, MetaZone should reflect that that update, and so that person who originally owned it cannot unbox it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
see.
Big Ben, appreciate your contributions, dude. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go back up to that list. The first like 4 of you guys who said you're down to do the roundtable this weekend, I'll hit you guys all up and let's coordinate. Let's schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get that discussion going.
As long as it's not in ETH, then it's perfect. Well, I mean, so far everybody's had a pretty good experience using ETH on our platform. So,
oh my god, that's another good meme, dude. Meme channel, Braz.
oh, I'm missing it. I'm missing it.
Do we still have a meme channel? Oh, we do. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, ETH calculating gas fee, like that's a good one. It's a good GIF. Yeah, because that's why we're on Polygon, dude. We knew this was going to happen, man. If you've been following our podcast like a year ago, maybe even more, we were addressing like clearly like before the bull market started. We're like, dude, we're introduced to the problem of like Ethereum scalability, and we were anticipating it's going to be a mega issue here coming up, and yeah, it happened.
That's right.
It's the world we live in, but we got to deal with it. If we're gonna build like a true ecosystem where we have like a relatively friendly user experience, but still very heavily crypto focused, thank God Polygon exists.
Yeah.
Or else it would not be possible.
All right. Yeah. Let us know what you think about this new setup. I feel like it was a lot smoother, for you guys kind of listening to us. So this is going to be more of a kind of like a permanent solution. Now, less robo will and more kind of frames per second, man.
I guess sexy will is back on the menu, dude. Whatever you want to call it, dude. Freaking Rico Suave voice will. I don't know, dude. You guys let us know. Okay. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out, man. Yeah, you guys are great, dude, for real. Like, I'm excited to see where this project goes. I'm excited to talk to you all guys on Saturday, and let's keep it going, dude. Let's keep this momentum.
Yeah, and we're gonna be back on Thursday as well, 30 minutes before 6 p.m. UTC. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. Thanks for joining, and we will see you guys on Thursday.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Did you leave? Yeah, you left.